Ok, tu m'entends? Okay. So last time we provided the definition of multi-tensor category and few example. Today we will talk about exactness of the tensor product. In a multi-tensor category. So we need to recall some basic definition about exactness in an abelian category. So we want to talk about some property of exactness for a multi-tensor category, but first we need to recall the definition of exact sequence for an abelian category, an exact functor, etc. So definition. Let's see be an abelian category. So the sequence of morphism like that, xi minus 1 xi fi xi plus 1. So you have such a sequence of morphism. It is called exact in degree I if the image of fi minus 1 is exactly the kernel of fi. So remember that here the objects are not set. So this is not the image of a function between two sets. This is the image I as defined, the categorification generalization of the notion of image as defined for an abelian category. So this image and this kernel are just objects of the abelian category, satisfying some properties we mentioned last time. Okay, so it is called exact if it is exact for every degree. And an exact sequence of the form x, y, z, 0 is called a short exact sequence. So this is the main object here. Now we we will talk about exact functor, left and right exact functor. So exactness and functor. So let C D be two abelian category. An additive functor f from C to D is called left, respectively right exact if for all, if for every short exact sequence like that, as before. So in the category C, then the sequence 0. So you apply the functor, but just you don't write the 0 on the right. For left, and respectively like that. Exact also. Exact in D. Exact in D. So you start from a short exact sequence, and then you apply the application of the functor if it keep the exactness of only this part, it is called left exact sequence. If it keeps the exactness of this part, it is called a right exact sequence. And of course, if it keeps the exactness of everything, it is left and right exact, so it's called exact. The functor is called exact if it is both left and right exact. Another word. Yeah, as I said. So if, yeah, I mean, this it keep all the exactness of all the exact sequence. It is now the functor is assumed to be covariant, so here the functor is assumed to be covariant. There is a similar definition for contravariant functor. So yeah. So yeah. A contravariant functor f is exact if for all, so all exact sequence like that, you just reverse 0, then exact, then 0 f of z, f of y, f of x 0 is also exact. We just reverse also exact. And you have the notion of left and right exact functor, le contrariant functor. So you need to be careful because you reverse the arrow. Okay. Exercise. Exercise. Show that the left adjoint of any functor between abelian category is right exact. And the right adjoint is left exact. So I should write this in another section, another slide. I don't know if I can. Can I move that to the other slide? No. Okay. So write it here. Exercise. Show. So we want to show that the left adjoint of functor between abelian category is the right exact, and the right adjoint is left exact. And then we will provide an application of that we will need. So show that the left adjoint to any functor between abelian category is right exact, and the right adjoint is left, a right adjoint, and a right adjoint is left exact. Of course, such an adjoint don't always exist, and because otherwise everything will be exact, because as an application we get that so a functor with a left and a right adjoint must be exact. So this is exercise. So application of that. So before, just recall that if F is the left adjoint of G, then G is the right adjoint of F by definition, in fact. So the notion of left and right, the notion of left adjoint is defined by pair F and G, and in fact, one is the left adjoint of the other, and the other is the right adjoint of the first. Like that. So if a functor, then application, a functor admitting a left adjoint must be left exact itself, if I am not mistaken. Itself. So the exercise says that the left adjoint of a functor is right exact. So you have F. If F is a left adjoint of G, so then F is a right exact. So maybe I made a mistake somewhere. I should so show that the left adjoint. So the left adjoint here, the left adjoint is F. Right like that. F is the left adjoint of any functor G between B and category is right exact. So F is right exact. G, so G, then G is the right adjoint of F. So G is left exact. So the functor admitting functor with the left adjoint. So if a functor here G admit a left adjoint F, then it must be left exact or right exact. One of the other. So a functor G admitting a left adjoint F. F is right exact, so G is left exact. So G is left exact. Okay. So if a functor admits a left adjoint, then it is left exact. Okay. Because if F is left adjoint of G, then G is the right adjoint of F. Okay. And so a functor with left and right adjoint must be exact. This is what we need. Okay. Okay. So So this is what we need. Some the recall we need. Now we can come back to multi-tensor category. Proposition. So let's come back. Let us come back to multi-tensor category. Proposition. So let's see. Be a multi-tensor category. Then the B functor. The B functor. Tensor functor. C cross C to C is exact in both factors. Called be exact. So exact in both factors. So proof. Okay. So we already proved that the functor this functor is a left adjoint of this one. As we said, the notion of dual meet with the notion of adjoint, left dual and left adjoint. They meet together when you consider the functor by tensoring on the left by V. So we already see that before. So this functor is the left adjoint of this one. Okay. And so if you don't remember this, we proved, so recall that we proved this was proved. This was proved by the following diagram. Diagram like that. Of course, I will not go over the details, but just to recall. So we have such diagram, and then we apply the evaluation or co-evaluation map like that. So you have something from home space from X for A tensor B to C. You apply this transformation and you get home space from A tensor C, from A to C tensor B star. We use such, and we have the reverse. So reverse like that. So we used such a diagram to prove that to prove this duality they are both adjoint. This is what was just anyway. Okay. So here A C B star. Okay. So let's come back to the proof. So now, so V star, this is the left adjoint of that. So this one is a right adjoint of this one. You know that. So the tensor is a right adjoint of this one. So if you apply the right like that, this is a right adjoint of like that. Okay, but j'ai choix qui marche. But we know, but this one is isomorphic to V. So there exists a W such that W, the left adjoint of W is equal to V. And this tensor, and so is a right adjoint of that. So conclusion. This functor admit left and right adjoint. And so by the previous exercise, in fact, the application of the exercise, a functor with left and right adjoint is exact. So by the application of previous exercise, this functor is exact functor. Okay. And similarly, this functor is exact, which is exactly the statement we wanted to prove. So B functor tensor product is exact. Be exact, okay. Okay. So what about now? Okay. Um, So I need another recall. Recall. Putain, faut que je supprime. Comment je peux sortir de ça? Sorry. Ok, sorry for the... Ça marche? T'entends? Okay, so let's recall. So we need some extra result. So let CD be abelian category. Let F be an exact functor. So F between C and D. Then F is additive. And so this is so the definition of additive mean for all x, y in C, x, y, so this induce is an homomorphism of abelian group, because it's an additive category, because the Hom set are abelian group. And this is equivalent to let me recall that you have F plus this is natural transformation phi x natural isomorphism. With phi natural isomorphism. Okay. So you can call that an exercise. Maybe it's an exercise too. You can prove it, or you can exercise is to look for the literature, to look where it is proved in the literature. So an exact functor is additive. So we deduce that. Okay. So application. let C be a rigid monoidal abelian category, then the functor is B-additive. Because we know it is exact. It is B-exact. Because because it is B-exact by previous proposition. Yeah, so it's an application of the exercise and the previous proposition. So the proof is apply previous proposition and exercise. Okay. Okay. So we can say, okay, in a rigid monoidal abelian category, the functor is B-additive. But in the definition of a multi-tensor category, you said a multi-tensor category is rigid monoidal abelian and B-linear. So B-linear is almost B-additive plus some extra assumption of multiplication by constant. So you can say, but without assuming so rigid monoidal abelian imply B-additive, but it does not imply B-linear. So the bilinear assumption is not redundant. So remark. So we will show on an example. The following example show that such C is not always bilinear. It is always B-additive, but not always bilinear. So there is no redundancy in the definition of a multi-tensor category. So what is this example? So it's example. So it's an example exercise in the same time. So, so consider the C. It's an exercise because I don't prove everything I state in this example. So consider the C-linear abelian semi-simple subcategory of the category of finite dimensional C bimodule. And the subcategory, so the sub generated by the two simple objects. Yeah. the two simple object called C plus C minus. So the two simple object. C plus is just the unit, and C minus. So with bimodule structure, the following bimodule structure. So here, the bimodule structure is just multiply by A on the left and by B on the right. And here it's A, B, C equal A, G, B bar, respectively. So this, so you have this and this like that. So you have two simple objects like that. They are both one-dimensional, and so C acts on itself as a bimodule. So you just like that. So this is almost trivial. So this subcategory so it is so you can define this subcategory directly as the category where the left and right action of R coincide the same. And you see, so you can say, well, you can see, okay, the C-linear abelian category of C bimodule where the left and right action of R coincide. Or you can say this is a semi-simple category, subcategory of C bimodule generated by these two simple objects. You see, here the left and right coincide, but here the left and right action of R coincide because on R on R, if B is in R, then B bar equal B. So they coincide also, and in fact there is no other bimodule of C where the like such action of R coincide on left and right. Anyway, so so it is almost time for the pause. So it is also rigid. It's also a rigid monoidal category where the tensor product is the usual one for bimodule. And then the tensor product is R linear, but not C linear. So here is an example where it is B additive, but not K linear with K the complex field. Okay, so now it's time for the pause. Voilà, tu m'entends? T'entends? Okay, let's restart. Let's restart. Okay, so we show that yeah, exactness of functor imply Biadditivity. So now, okay. Now we will define a notion. A weaker notion, which is weaker than the notion of multi-tensor category, is called a multi-ring category, where in fact, this is it's almost exactly the same definition of a multi-tensor category, but where you replace rigid by be exact. So, definition. A multi-ring category is a relaxed version or weaker version of multi-tensor category, where the assumption rigid is replaced by be exact tensor functor. It's a multi-ring category, and I put multi in parentheses, so a ring category is a relaxed version of a tensor category where the assumption rigid is also replaced by be exact. And you recall that the difference between multi and multi-tensor is that the home space end of the unit is reduced to the field, which means in the fusion case that the unit object is simple object. So remark, as I said, remark the relaxed or weaker, relaxed in the sense of weaker version. It is really a relaxed version because in one hand it is really weaker and other hand it is strictly weaker. So because on one hand multi-tensor category are be exact by previous proposition. So is multi-ring and on the other hand, there exists multi-ring category which are not multi-tensor. So we will see one example. Next example. The category. So always the main example of category, it is always the same story, always vec or rep or something. We can do almost all the course just with this example. So vec M, the category vec M of finite dimensional vector spaces graded by a monoid. Here it's a monoid. M is a ring category. It's a multi-ring category, in fact, a ring category. And it is rigid, and so tensor category, if and only if M is a group, so if M is a monoid which is not a group, then this is a ring category. So it's a multi-ring category, but it's not a multi-tensor category. Yeah. Okay. So definition. So there is a definition. So we define for a monoidal category, we define the notion of a monoidal functor. So we can define the notion of a tensor functor in the same way, but here we will need also a notion of quasi-tensor functor. So let's see and D multi-ring category over a field K, and let F from C to D be an exact and faithful K-linear functor. Recall that faithful mean injective on set. Okay. Then, so we define a notion for functor which has exact, faithful, and K-linear. Then it is called, F is called a quasi-tensor functor. If there is a natural isomorphism J like that. And F of 1 equal 1. So in the definition of a monoidal functor, we have that. here it's only an equivalence, an isomorphism, but we also have the monoidal structure axiom. But for a quasi-tensor functor, we don't need to the quasi-tensor functor don't need to check the monoidal structure axiom. The monoidal structure axiom. C'est quoi? Il y a quelqu'un qui a ouvert son son. Je le coupe.
Ouais.
C'est bon? C'est quoi? Someone opened the sound. Anyway. De quoi? C'est bon? So in a quasi, this is called quasi because we don't check the big diagram called the monoidal structure action. Then, and so, such Fj is called a tensor functor if it is a monoidal functor. Satisfy the monoidal structure axiom. Monoidal structure axiom. So this monoidal structure axiom, so the diagram involving the monoidal structure axiom, diagram involving the associativity constraint. Okay. So example. The identity functor from vec G omega 1 to vec G omega 2 is quasi-tensor, but is tensor if and only if omega 1 and omega 2 are equivalent in the sense of equivalent in the sense of equivalence in as a 3 cocycle. Equivalence 3 cocycle. 3 cocycle, which mean which is equivalent to, I hope I'm not mistaken here, which is equivalent to vec G omega 1 to be this equivalent to the vec G omega 2. Yeah, as equivalent as monoidal category. Okay. Okay. Now we want to okay. So now we want to know how the tensor product deal with image in a multi-ring category. Multi-ring category. For so we need the statement in the following exercise. In abelian category. So exercise 1. Exercise 1. In abelian category, C. Let A, B, F be a morphism in abelian category C. Then I is equal to the image of F if and only if F equal B can be written as a composition of two morphisms beta and alpha with I alpha beta B and A alpha I 0 0 I B beta are exact. Both these two sequences are exact. So this is a way to characterize the image. Okay. In fact, this exercise is straightforward. Just write the definition of what is exact. Exact means that the image of here exact means the image of alpha is I, and the kernel of beta is 0. Okay, exercise 2. Let A, B, C, F, G be so in abelian category C with ici, if the image of F is equal to B, then the image of the composition of G composed with F is the image of G. So this is straightforward. This is trivial in the for set, but I expect. So you have to, if it is a set, you have the image of A. If it is B, then the image of B is C, and the image of is the image of G. This is trivial. But here we need that for a general abelian category. Yeah. So I expect, yeah. In fact, so for the next proposition, we need to apply these two exercises. So I hope they are true in full generality of abelian category. Otherwise, you may need to put some restriction, which is okay with for multi-ring category, but I guess it is true in general. In fact, I did not check myself this exercise. So I expect it is true, but I have no time to check. Anyway. So any reference is welcome for that. If you have, you can put in the WeChat group, but it should be not so hard to prove. You just need to write the definition. Okay. Okay. So proposition. So we come back to multi-ring category. So as I said, we want to know how the tensor product deal with the image. So this proposition will be about that. I mean, c'est à 55. So proposition for any pair of morphism F1, F2 in a multi-ring category. Si so the image of F1 tensor F2 is equal to the image of F1 tensor the image of F2. And here I want to write, so please, so put, so if you have a reference for that, put a reference in the WeChat group if you know or if you find one. It should not be, it should be very easy, but anyway. Okay, so the tensor product deal with the image like that. So the image of F1 tensor F2 is image of F1 tensor image of F2. So how to prove that? Proof. So let AI be the image of Fi. AI equal image of Fi. Okay. Then by exercise 1, then by exercise 1, xi, fi, yi. So this morphism decomposed as xi alpha I I, beta I, with beta I, alpha I equal Fi, and X I, alpha I, 0, 0, I, X I are exact. So we know that. Now, by the definition of a multi-ring category, B exactness of the tensor product we have. So you make the tensor product by so you pick. We will pick. We will pick one sequence like that, and we will make a tensor product by some object. So you have. So we so x1, I1. This is exact. This is okay. Now you apply the tensor product on the right, and you get that. I2. So B exactness here. This one is exact. Is exact. Is exact. Is exact. Okay, and we need also like that. So if you start from x2 from the exact sequence like that, so exact, then you apply the functor by tensoring on the left by xi, x1, you get also an exact sequence x2, x1 tensor I2, 0 exact also. Yeah. Okay, so I am afraid to be confused here. This, by definition, of this is exact. This is exact. And we apply the definition to prove that this is exact because we just make a tensor product by this functor. But we just apply this functor. Okay. Okay. So so now we can come. So I want. So I need to call. So this map here we have the map alpha 1 composed with identity I2, and here it's identity of x1 composed with alpha 2. Now we will compose these two morphisms and apply the exercise 2. So consider the composition. So you start from x1 tensor x2. You apply identity of x1 alpha 2. You have x1 tensor I2, and then you apply alpha 1 tensor identity of I2. You get I1 tensor I2. Consider this composition. So by exercise 2, you have a composition like that, and we need B to be the image of the first morphism. But this is the image of that by this morphism. This is the image of this morphism, more precisely. So because x1 tensor I2 is equal to the image of ID x1 composed with alpha 2, yeah, in fact, there is another exercise here. Exercise image of ID composed with F is equal to ID of X is equal to X what? Tensor image of ID tensor of tensor is equal to X tensor image of F. Yeah. So yeah, so this is not yeah, this is tensor here. This is not composed tensor. Tensor. Yeah. Okay. So because we have this is the image of that, like that, we have by exercise 2, we have that X. So what was exercise 2? The image of the composition. So it's just the image of the last one, like that. And we know we can reformulate. You apply also exercise 1, we can reformulate it as so by exercise 2, we have that the image of alpha 1 tensor identity of I2 composed with identity of x1 tensor alpha 2 is equal to I1 tensor I2, the image of the load. Yeah. And so, this sequence is exact. That I1 tensor I2 0 is exact. And you see here, this is exactly alpha 1 tensor alpha 2, composed tensor alpha 2. So alpha 1 tensor alpha 2. This is exact. In the same way, similarly, zero I1 tensor I2 beta 1 tensor beta 2 I1 tensor Y2 is exact. So again, okay, but so we have Fi is exactly beta I composed with alpha I. So xi tensor x2 f1 tensor f2 y1 tensor y2 decompose as x1 tensor x2 alpha 1 tensor alpha 2 I1 tensor I2 beta 1 tensor beta 2 y1 tensor y2 with above 2 exact sequence. So by exercise 1, the image of f1 tensor f2, so this defines the image. So this is the image. So I1 tensor I2 is the image by but this is nothing but the image of f1 tensor the image of f2, which is what we wanted to prove. So we proved that this image of f1 tensor f2 is image of f1 tensor image of f2. Ok. Il reste 3 minutes, 4 minutes. So I have no more time, so I will just write what we will do tomorrow. So tomorrow, no. Tomorrow we will start by proving the following proposition. So this proposition says that in the multi-rank category, if you are in a multi-rank category with a left dual, then the functor, the left dual functor, is exact. So I will restate and prove the theorem, this proposition tomorrow. So let's see, be a multi-ring category with left dual. So rigid means with left and right dual. But here we just assume the existence of left dual. Then the contravariant functor dual. So this is a functor map x to x star is exact. And idem for the right dual functor. Okay. So I guess we can stop here. Let's stop here. Stop, on peut s'arrêter.